Lionhearts. It's your old pal Jordan the Lion coming to you from the gigantic advertising Disney banner of Orlando, which can only mean one thing. We're in Orlando. We're not going to Disney today, but we are going to have a lot of fun here in Orlando at Ripley's, believe it or not. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. We have arrived. Always love seeing the Ripleys. I can't wait to see what's in this one. And who is in this one? Just searching for my golf ball. Oh, never mind, never mind. Let's take a look at this. It says, in 1992, in the final days of construction of this Ripley's, believe it or not, museum, the earth, in a mighty roar of defiance, opened wide and literally tried to swallow the new arrival on International Drive. Is that too much to swallow? You bet it was. It's a tribute to the architect's vision and to the builder's valiant efforts that the incredible, though inedible edifice still stands in manner of speaking here on International Drive. Wow. That would have sucked. Finished it up and then it got swallowed. And look how off kilter that clock is. It says, does anyone know what time it is really? Look up there on the wall as soon as we walk in, 12-foot python skin. And also Java the Bengal tiger, 800-pound Bengal tiger. After being rescued from deplorable conditions as a cub, Java and his sister Jade were nursed back to health and happily lived to the age of 20 years old. Fertility statues, I think I'll stay away from that. Welcome to Robert Ripley's Weird Florida. They have pictures of Robert Ripley feeding the dolphins in St. Augustine. And with a pelican at the alligator farm in St. Augustine. Oh, look at these canes. They're made out of shark vertebrae. Wow, take a look at that. That is huge. Look at the face in there. The dolphins surrounding it. Wow, that is really intricate.
We need to take measures right now to stop polluting and overfishing. We're in the 11th hour.
Whoa, that is wicked.
It's running out.
Siamese pig. And then look at that, there's a fossilized alligator. Fossilized into that rock. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I always love this kind of stuff, the two-headed cow. Fur-covered trout, and of course the classic Yeti footprint. Seems like they almost always have this picture of Robert Ripley getting the bust made of himself, and they always have the bust here as well. A blind artist, Mark Shoesmith, sculpted this bust of Robert Ripley. His sense of touch was so sharp that he was able to mold startling likeness in clay based merely on running his hands over his subject's features. Oh, look at that. Conjoined calf. Conjoined at the butt. Whoa! Look at that. German Wolpertinger. Translates to curious flying creature that lives in the woods. Huh. Legend says that these mythological creatures have saliva that can be used as an aphrodisiac. This is saying a man approached P.T. Barnum with a Fiji mermaid obtained by D.W. Griffith. The public bought the exception completely, and Barnum displayed the Fiji mermaid in his New York museum. There he is. He's like hiding behind there, telling you a story of him displaying it, charging 25 cents admission.
Even though I was born without legs, I can do anything a normal person can do and more. In my sideshow, I was well known for then I'd have to press my pants. Get it? Press my pants.
Oh, he's making jokes about not having legs.
You get it. We are some of the human oddities that were found by Robert Ripley. Now, go say hello to my sunken head brothers. It's spooky.
Here they have the classic shrunken heads. We can shrink anything, no appointment necessary.
Don't act like you don't see me. I'm stuck here on this wall, and it's full of the most beautiful people you ever.
Everything was going great, and then they invited me to dinner. I don't know what happened.
I guess I should have known you couldn't trust these guys when I saw what he was eating.
And slowly adding more as we grow. Cayenne women can stretch their necks up to metal
Look at this.
in order to deter
This is talking about the cannibals. They have the cannibal fork.
They became an integral part of our culture.
Oh. And the flesh pinchers.
Yes, ma'am. I've never seen a neck on a lady like you. And I've been in the sideshow business for almost 40 years.
Yes, make this.
Now we're going into the room that says Florida Voodoo. Ooh. Oh, a Robert Ripley's Zoltar. Actually, it's a souvenir penny machine. I thought it was a Zoltar because you can see that his mouth has a hinge on it like he should talk, so maybe he'll talk, who knows. Let's give him $1, let's find out.
Well there, this currency is currently under pressure.
What do you think we should get? I'm thinking
Hello, friends.
Shrunken
This
head.
is a pressing matter. These pennies are unbelievable.
Oh, there you can see it. Here's an Egyptian canopic jar. They used to hold internal organs in while they were doing the mummification process. Baboon-headed jar called Happy, charged with protecting the lungs. There's Robert Ripley visiting Egypt and other African countries during 1933. And that is an antique camel saddle. Huh. Over the one up there. This is a statue of Amun-Ra. Amun was the Egyptian god who created the universe. Ra was the god of the sun. This prop statue of the two gods combined was believed to be used in the 1963 movie Cleopatra. Very possible. We should ask Todd Fisher. Shown here is a replica, the alabaster perfume jar, the original, which held perfume that when opened was still fragrant and usable more than 3,330 years later. This was a replica of King Tut's perfume jar. There's King Tut's sarcophagus and Howard Carter examining it. Here they're showing the embalming process for Tutankhamun. Taking the organs out, the brain out through the nose, putting the lungs and other organs in those jars. Whoa, look at this. It says, grab the jewel. Don't grab the jewel. The jewel of Ra. Well, whoa. Wow.
Try as you might, no one has ever taken the jewel from me. Sun God, awake! Stop these two raiders.
Foolish mortals, your reckoning is over. I was latest and most powerful lord in Egypt. I
The doors of earth are open. Leave the tomb and continue your journey, or face certain exile.
Well, do you dare grab the jewel? Well, I mean, you're telling me not to, so of course I'm going to. Why wouldn't I? Ah! Oh my God. Is this what happens when he tried to grab it? Wow. That was not like that before.
But you did not hear. Arise, God of the sun.
Calm down, calm down.
I am Ra, the father of creation and the most powerful Egyptian god. My serpents will be unleashed upon you if you dare make an attack on the jewels of Ra.
Whoopsie. Probably shouldn't have done that. Here they have a child mummy coffin. Well, the lid at least. And then, wow, that's a great Egyptian statue. Egyptian pets. Oh. Yeah, that would definitely be a cat and a bird. And that is a rattlesnake in there. And if you look in here, you can see a mini sculpture of a camel. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more and show you. Inside of the eye hole of a sewing needle. You can see he's in there. And they tell the story of the sculptor right here, based in Birmingham, England, honing his craft for 40 years. Although dyslexic and autistic, Willard Wigan doesn't let anything stop him. It's common for him to spend hours working on his pieces using a magnifying glass and sculpting between heartbeats. Wow! Great job, Willard. Now we're going to head into here where it looks like we have some of the circus performers. P.T. Barnum and Tom Thumb. Almost look like he'd be father and son. Barnum often embellished and fabricated performers' backstories. The main objective was to apply the most profitable marketing story to gain the attention of the public. Whoa, check this out. Edna Price, destined to be in the Sideshow, coming from a family of sword-swallowing veterans. Her uncle taught her how to swallow a sword. She quickly joined up with the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Got her start at the age of 16. She was able to swallow 12 swords at a time, and she could even swallow a 2-foot-long neon tube that glowed through her throat. Which it looks like that's probably what she's doing right there. 1933, she was one of Ripley's human rarities and oddities at the Chicago World's Fair. And here we have a display of swallowing swords. Johnny Fox Confetti. It says swallowing sword that contained a small air-powered cannon in the handle that shoots confetti during performances. That's inventive. Then this is Johnny Wood's collapsible swords. 3 swords can be used to demonstrate how someone would fake the art of sword swallowing. One collapses into the handle, the other 2 are spring steel blades that roll up. The very bottom one is a historic sword because it says that Dan Myers used this at Ripley's Aquarium. He became the first person in North America to swallow a sword while submerged in 15 feet of water in a tank with over 80 sharks and stingrays. Giant circus mallet. It said large wooden mallets like this one were used to erect circus tents. And they have a note in here signed by P.T. Barnum on his own stationery from his New York museum. which when I went to New York, I actually vlogged this and showed where the location was and everything, told about it. Here we have the Pinheads, Elvira and Jenny Lee Snow, known as Pip and Flip, sisters who suffered from neurodevelopment disorder microcephaly. This resulted in abnormally small brains and cranium stunted growth and developmental delays. Snow sisters toured together during the Great Depression until Jenny Lee's death in 1934. Childlike innocence and bashful nature won them many fans in the 1932 film Freaks. That's where I remember them from. Then over here we have Stephen Bibrowski, the lion-faced man. Kind of looks like Teen Wolf, doesn't he? In his lifetime, he awed crowds with his wild appearance. Today we know that he had a condition known as hypotrichosis, resulting in excessive hair growth across his body. And here was a postcard they used to sell of him. He was exhibited in Europe at the age of 4. And around 10 years old, he joined the Barnum & Bailey Circus in the United States. He was marketed as having been born to a mother who had watched her husband get maimed and eaten by a lion while she was pregnant. He was thoroughly educated and spoke to the audience to show his gentle side that sharply contrasted his physical appearance. Then here they had a Stephen Bibrowski lion-faced man model kit assembly.
In 1933, Ripley's leader not Odditorium featured Johnny in the Chicago World Fair. Ripleys called him the most remarkable man alive. Johnny starred in several Hollywood.
And then that is the model kit before you paint it and assemble it. That all would eventually become that. Johnny Eckhard. Johnny Eck, they called him. Look at that. His torso ended where his hips should have been, resulting in him being less than 8 inches long and weighing 2 pounds at birth. But that didn't slow him down. He began walking on his hands before his twin brother Robert was even standing. Johnny and his brother Robert had legendary sideshow act in which a dwarf hid in a pair of pants, and Johnny would run backstage after being sawed in half, and then Robert would walk out seemingly whole again. He also was in the movie Freaks and performed for Robert Ripley's Odditorium at the Chicago World's Fair. He later retired to his hometown of Baltimore, Maryland, and became a painter. Wow. And then there are a couple of his walking canes right there on display. Kind of like the circusy canes that you get at the fair.
With his brother at his side, he became the most popular.
Used in his performances, and there he is doing some of his
famous for his one-armed handstand. In fair, Ripley called him the most remarkable man alive. Johnny starred in several Hollywood films and had successful careers in the circus and sideshow.
Oh boy, Scott Michaels will be sad he missed this. Another Robert Wadlow. Wow. Kind of crazy that they dress him up like kind of modern day with like basketball sneakers and Hawaiian shirt and everything, but very cool. And this talks about the unbreakable strongman, Joseph Greenstein. Just 5 foot tall, Greenstein originally wowed audience as a wrestler and later performed Atlantic City and Coney Island. He could bend iron bars, which you can see right here, bite nails and steel chains in half, and even tie horseshoes in knots. Wow. His most impressive feat, he once prevented a plane that was tied to his hair from taking off at a New York airport. Here's Elastic Man, George Robles. Syndrome, that condition that affects his body's production of collagen, using his skin to loosen and giving him extra flexibility. Wow. And then there's General Tom Thumb, Charles Stratton. Performer and international celebrity, mysteriously stopped growing at 6 months old, stood 25 inches tall and weighed 15 pounds. P.T. Barnum transformed him into a superstar. Discovered him, taught him to sing, dance, and do impressions to amuse the audience. Charles gained an immense fortune and became an international celebrity. President Lincoln even hosted his honeymoon. What? Good for you, Tom Thumb. Also ladies, man, look at that. Kiss more ladies, man, than whoever lived. Wow. He was the Ric Flair of his day, kissing all the ladies and making them cry. Woo! General Tom Thumb's wife. Let's see, this looks like his wedding items. Tom and Lavinia, known to hand out her tiny gloves and stockings as souvenirs to well-wishers. So there's her little tiny gloves and her little stocking and their wedding photos. Now that is actually really, really neat. Measuring only 9.5 inches in length, this was once the personal wooden walking cane of Tom Thumb, Charles Stratton. Oh, look at that, Chang-Eng Bunker. We need to go do a vlog on them. They also are buried and lived in Mount Airy, where Andy Griffith was from. They have some really interesting stories about them, and some of their memorabilia is on display in that town. Chang-Eng Bunker. Siamese twins, the original Siamese twins. Look at that, they were conjoined right there. They actually have a copy of their Sideshow contracts here on display with a transcript of what it says. And then here's an original family photo. Chang-Eng were discovered when they were 17 years old. They were connected by a small piece of cartilage at their sternum, but the rest of their system operated independently from one another. Married a pair of sisters and fathered 21 children between them. Shazam! And here's Annie Jones, the bearded lady. Born with her chin covered in hair, Annie Jones became one of the most famous bearded ladies of the Sideshow era. She suffered from a genetic condition called hirsutism, a condition where women have unwanted male pattern hair growth, usually on the face, chest, and back. Annie spent her life in the Sideshow. She was barely a year old when she started touring with P.T. Barnum. As an adult touring with Barnum, she utilized her Sideshow platform to campaign against and discourage the use of the word freaks. Whoa, the living skeleton. 5'6" and 43 pounds. Wow, the original Thin Man. That's what he was nicknamed by P.T. Barnum. Here's an alleged real Fiji mermaid, like the ones that were exhibited at Coney Island. I don't know. Do you really believe that existed, or is that man-made? Animal oddity, and then we got like a fish, a mechanical fish. Let's check this out. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's really great, actually. I wonder what he's doing here. Oh, it looks like he's crocheted. Yeah, crocheted gorilla. And we have recycled metal Incredible Hulk. Cow with a leg growing out of its back. Huh. Is that a bone sled? I'm not sure what that is. Frank Sinatra made out of leaves. Medical quackery, I love it. Tobacco enema kit. Hey, I'm no doctor. Here they have a brick from the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in Chicago. Prison tattoos. What do they mean? Oh, that's crazy. So, if they have the dots on their hand, done time in prison, the 4 outside dots represent the 4 walls of prison, and the 5th dot on the inside represents the prisoner. 3 around the eyes. My crazy life. What about if they have barbed wire going across their head? I've never seen that one, but whoops. Means a life sentence without, well, yeah, you pretty much have to have one to get that tattoo. This is talking about the escape from Alcatraz. Prisoner made disguises. Each inmate created a dummy head from soap, toothpaste, concrete dust, and toilet paper. They also painted them and added real hair from the prison barbershop. They paddled to shore, assembled paddles from discarded wood panels and brass bolts from their cells, and made their own prison tools. And they used a militarized raincoat to create their raft. Torture masks. Called brank masks. Commit a crime and face the consequence. That's the way we enter here, is through this sliding door. I mean, that's what it says. By golly, it did work. Whoa! We landed on the moon! All right! Oh, okay, so in here you've got Space Glove Challenge. Like, see what I mean? Interactive stuff. Touch this real piece of Mars. Don't mind if I do.
Rad rockets. Boom.
I knew I shouldn't have touched it. Star Wars Luke Skywalker original lightsaber. It says. Original movie prop. Wow. Must have it on loan. I feel like I've seen it somewhere else on display before.
Believe it or not, in 1977, Rad Rockets sent the Voyager 1 and 2 space probes.
I love seeing the details of how they build this kind of stuff. And I do remember, wherever I saw it, I do remember reading that they made the lightsaber itself from the flash tube right here. You can see. Oh, wow! Meteorite! Somebody's house just got destroyed by a meteorite recently. Did you see it? Oh, look at this. Astronaut ice cream machine. Sold. Okay, they got bananas, cinnamon apple wedges, whole strawberries, peaches. Oh, this is like the healthy one. All right, I'm in. I am in. What should we do? Strawberries or peaches?
3. Astronauts need to wear a special.
All right, here we go. It's a little bit of a problem. It's stuck. This is Buzz Aldrin's jumpsuit. Buzz was the second man to walk on the moon, July of 1969. This is his Apollo 11 research pilot school jumpsuit, worn and autographed on July 20th, 1969. That's pretty cool. Edward Buzz Aldrin. Believe it or not, Buzz Aldrin's mother's maiden name is Moon. And then this was the Apollo prototype spacesuit. Definitely looks a lot different than what they ended up going with. They have Neil Armstrong's hair on display. Just a few tiny little strands in there. And Neil Armstrong's passports. Someone came to the rescue and opened the machine and got me my strawberries. I about freaked out when I walked in because I walked in right through this door while they're taking a selfie. I'm like, whoopsie. Didn't realize they weren't real. Look at this guy. You want to dance? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the lighthouse man. A lot of these I've seen at other Ripley's. Oh, this guy also bends metal with his head. Gotta love the scrunched face guy. Bitter beer face man, I call him. That is one heck of a talent. Put her in the military. Oh, she's got the tiny feet, the wrapped feet. The stretched neck. Oh, that's crazy. The guy with the big nose. That would not be fun to go through life like that. How'd you blow your nose? Nice. Ah! Oh, I always love these freak out psychedelic tunnels. I do totally trip out while I'm in them. If I'm gonna trip out, so are you. Woo! Whoa! Whoa! We ended up going through the door and into the gift shop.